What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another video today, taking a look at Moderna stock, ticker symbol MRNA. We'll take a look at the stock being down just a little bit. We'll take a look at some price upgrades that we got. We'll take a look at the usual price action that we do, talk about future levels of support and future levels of resistance for us. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Comment down below what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down in the comment section. And yeah, we'll get right into the video. Let me hit record and we will get right into it. So a little bit of a red day for Moderna. We're down about $15.68, which is a 9% drop on the day. If you saw my video from Friday though, right, we were anticipating a pullback. Pullbacks are healthy, pullbacks are essential, pullbacks are normal, but we did also have a little piece of news today that I think could have caused this pullback. So we'll take a look at that, but right before that, I want to cover something real quick. So this was the Moderna video from Friday. What I noticed was over the weekend, there was someone commenting with a similar name to my YouTube channel. Mine is Live Wellthy Stocks, right? This person is Life Wellthy Stock. It's not me, right? They're using my logo and everything. I deleted them from most of the comment, but I kept one just to kind of show you guys what this is. Mine will be highlighted typically or bolded or something, right? Something that shows you that it's different than other comments. And just wanted to kind of quickly share that I will never ask you guys to reach out to someone, and I'll never give you guys someone's phone number to reach out to them and tell them that I sent you, right? Do well to tell him I referred you to him. That's not even how I talk, first of all. Second of all, I'm never going to give you someone's phone number to reach out to. Third of all, I don't really do much Bitcoin, guys. Like crypto is, I have a little bit in a Coinbase account that's just sitting there, but crypto is not my thing. So would never tell you guys to do that, and would never tell you guys to reach out to someone, to invest money with someone, to give money with someone. If you see something like that, mark it as I think you can report a comment. Please do that and get these removed so no one falls for these scam artists. And I appreciate you guys. Hopefully none of you guys, called them or hopefully, reached out to them, but want to protect you guys there. So a couple pieces of news that came out. The first one being, I want to share that with you guys a little later, but first I want to talk about so Bank of America actually downgraded Moderna with a $150 price target. As you guys know, we are at $157 right now. They are talking about, hey, the stock is up. It went up a crazy amount last year, 425% last year, and is already up 66%, which is also a number that we talked about in the previous video, right? They're attaining levels that are increasingly difficult to justify on a fundamental basis, right? So that's something that, we've talked about already. A pullback was coming. We saw that today, could continue to happen. And then the other thing that they talk about is, look, Johnson & Johnson, right? Maybe they don't have the efficacy that Pfizer and Moderna do, but if they're a whole lot cheaper, or maybe they're one dose and they're just easier to administer, right? Not everyone's going to go with Pfizer or Moderna, which is a very, very fair point. But since we're covering the downgrade that they got from Bank of America, it's only fair to cover the opposite side of that, where we see a share upgrade actually by Oppenheimer, who had a price target of $178, raised it to $206. So they maintain their outperform rating on Moderna. So that's good news for us, right? And then the other one is Wells Fargo is maintaining an equal weight, right? So not underperform, not overperform. But they also raised their price target to 145 from 129. So that's not too far from where it is. And even Bank of America at underperform is putting a $150 price target, right? So that's something important to keep in mind. They don't think that it's going to tank or anything. They're just getting kind of concerned with how much it has gone up. In the month of January, it's up 66%, right? Which is insane to think about. And so, we kind of talked about how that wasn't going to probably sustain. So let's take a look at our levels of support right now and our levels of resistance. So in the pre-market, right, things were looking pretty good, and then boom, we saw a sell-off. And if you guys take a look at our levels, right, it did hold this 164 level, right? So it fell, bounced here for a couple minutes, fell, bounced here for a couple minutes, tried to make a push up towards this 160s level, 164 level. But if you guys see, it had a little bit of trouble staying above this line, right? fell right below to our next line in the 159s, hung out there for a little bit, broke below this line and then didn't have enough energy to kind of make it above. Then we were kind of in between this line. Again, try to hit up against it once, twice, 3 times, and then kind of closed, right? So if you guys remember these lines that we draw on, if we are above this, right, and we come down, it should act as a little bit of a support where we're supposed to bounce and we push up. But if we are under it, right, then that same line will probably act as a resistance point, right? It's going to be like a little wall that we are not able to break through. So let's take a look here and we'll see what we see. If you guys remember from last week, I sold 1/3 of my shares when we got to 145 since that was my original goal. Now it did keep running, so didn't get the best exit, right? But my goal was 145, stuck to my goal, sold 1/3. Another 1/3, I believe I said I sold around high 170s, 180. Correct me if I'm wrong. I said it in my previous video and I sold it that day, so I remember better than I do now. I just remember it was like mid to high 170s at least. So I only hold 1/3 of my position now because I was kind of anticipating a pullback, so I wanted to get out. And where do we sit right now? Well, first and foremost, I want to cover levels of support and resistance. Then I want to kind of talk about a pattern that we could potentially be seeing developing, right? So first things first, from a support and resistance perspective, we had a nice red, not a nice, but a big red candle today. Our next level of support from a price action perspective comes in with this 153s level, which actually really nicely aligns with our AEMA at 152. So if we see Moderna continuing to fall, right, we could see a little bit of a support, a bounce off of the mid 152s to 153 level if we keep going down. If we head down even further, 145 is another level that we have before we even get to the 21 EMA and the 139s, right? So again, tomorrow, if we start to keep going down, if we keep pushing down, the mid 152s to 153 level is the first level, 145 is my next level, and then 139. Those are kind of the 3 levels that I'm watching on the downside. If we start to push up again, right, similar to what we saw today, we could have resistance, meaning we hit up against those levels but aren't able to go through them. And that would be for me in the 159s like we saw today, and then 164.50 or 164.50s. Yeah, so 159s, 164s, and then that kind of sets us up for the high of today of 174, and then that sets us up for 185.98. So those are the levels that I'm looking for on the upside. Again, we are still above the AEMA, and that's what I talked about in the previous video. We had a lot of gap between the AEMA and where we were. And so, you know, we've closed kind of a little bit of that gap, but we still have a little bit of room to the downside. What is the pattern that I am talking about? Let me get rid of our indicators. Let me get rid of our drawings for just a second. The pattern that I'm talking about here is a cup and handle. And so from here to here, right, we've got a little round cup. And then we've got this handle that could potentially be forming. Now, this is not confirmed, right? What is a cup and handle? For those of you that don't know, Investopedia has a really good article on it, cup and handle definition. It's essentially, you know, we got the cup in the shape of a U, and then the handle has a slight downward drift. It's considered a bullish signal uptrend, and it is used to spot opportunities to go long. So how it works is, right, we've got the cup here, which is what I just pointed out in Moderna. So the cup is followed by a handle, which means it's usually a little downtrend. And then it breaks the top end, this like resistance line. So if you guys remember, when we were coming down here, we had 2 resistance lines. If it breaks that top resistance line, then it breaks out, right? So the cup is this, the handle is this little downtrend followed, and then boom, we break out to go higher. Now, it's only the first day of the downtrend, and again, this cup is a little bit of a V-looking cup, a little bit maybe, rather than, you know, more of a U, but it's never going to be a perfect U, right? So monitoring this closely, we need to start forming a little bit of a, you know, downward move, but it needs to be something like this, right? And then we could hopefully see maybe a little bit of a breakout at the end of that, where Moderna can push higher than it was recently. that's one of the reasons. So, you know, that this pattern, as well as the fact that we're still above the 8 EMA on the daily chart, gives me hope, you know, and that's why I'm not too worried about the 9% fall that we had today. And that's, you know, why I wanted to just make a quick video. Hopefully you guys weren't freaked out by this move down either. I did mention this a couple days ago on Friday when I made the video. We could see this happening, and we just happened to see it today. So that's something that I'm watching, again, both with the cup and handle. Again, read up on it if you want to. It's always a good idea to learn, especially if you're invested in Moderna. And then also, you know, I'll keep you guys posted on any other news that we get. We got a lot of price targets today, so, you know, it might take a little bit for everyone to kind of digest that. And hopefully, you know, we don't just, you know, head down. We can kind of go slowly down if the cup and handle pattern holds out. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Comment down below what your thoughts on Moderna are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.